Hello, welcome back to what's new in 2022 release wave 1 of Business Center. Today we'll be talking about a legal requirement that was required by multiple countries and how Microsoft is trying to handle it by adding a feature to block deletion of GL accounts. Now let's understand first why it is important because you need to make sure that your chart of account is intact the to help businesses to avoid accidentally deleting GL accounts. This release is where Microsoft have added an extra check. So it's kind of for administrator on your business, which can define these settings, and then based on those settings, the user will get warnings and errors on deletion of GL account or not. It's very rare, but there can be a situation where you might want to delete a GL account. But before you delete a GL account, we all understand that you must balance the account to zero, adjust the entries, and close that physical year so that the new entries cannot be added to that particular account. Most of the countries in world have some legal requirement to store financial data for a defined period of time. Like in some countries at 3 years, some countries at 5 years, and all those things. So you need to make sure that you have that data stored in your system for auditing and tracking purposes based on your region legal requirements. So to help businesses, what Microsoft has done that when you try to delete an account within a period, you can specify a certain date in terms of number of months, year that you have to keep the data. So what they have done, they have added a field where you can define a date, and the field is called check GL account deletion after. So just to take an example, if you have to, let's say, uh, save the financial data for 5 years before you can actually delete it, what you'll do is you'll backtrack and calculate 5 years uh, ago date and put it in there. Now, once you do that, Business Central will inform you if you are trying to delete the account that you should not probably delete those entries, but you can if required. And that's not just the enhancement to further safeguard the accounts accidentally being deleted because somebody pressed yes and yes. There is a boolean that's defined on your general ledger setup to block deletion of GL account. So that stops user for deleting the GL account that have entries or that haven't crossed the date which is defined in the check GL account deletion field. So the way it works is you need to turn on the block GL deletion of GL account, and then and only then the date filter will be kind of considered during the deletion process. So let's go back into the product and understand where these settings are so that we can utilize them. Okay. So if you search for your general ledger setup, you'll see on your general tab, and there are so many options now, so it's a little bit hard to kind of find things. You'll see that there is a check GL account deletion after with a tooltip which talks about specify if and when the general ledger account can be deleted. If you enter a date, GL account with entries on or after this date can be deleted only after confirmation by the user. The setting of this field or the value on this field will only be valid if you have enabled the block deletion of GL account, which is here. So it blocks the deletion of GL account and then it kind of limits it to a date, which gives a confirmation to the user before they try to delete. So this setting on this field is only valid if this is disabled. Okay. Oh, sorry. Maybe it's written incorrectly, but when it is enabled the block deletion of GL account, then it should be using that. So these are the two new fields that are added in the product in this release. and they will help you as administrator to kind of limit how old entries you need to retain for your legal purposes, and then when a user can delete it, and then you can also block deletion of GL account on the general ledger setup. So define your permission correctly. Not every user should have access to general ledger setup. That's as simple as that. And then set up the values based on your legal requirement of your region. So let me know what you think about this feature in the comments to this video, and I'll see you in the next video with the next tip on what's new in 2022 release wave 1.